Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing a special book list and book review of books that I think that you need to get your children for bedtime story time. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so if you follow me on my Instagram page, Jodi Jinx, you'll see that every night, or most nights, I try for most nights, I read stories to Remy. And while I'm reading stories to Remy, Sean is reading stories to Levi. I think this is very, very important. And over the years, I've really built our little library, and I just want to share some of these books with you because I have been getting lots of requests as an influencer. So what am I reading now? But I just wanted to share the books with you, and then what I would do is every so often I would update this list and bring you the new books that I bought just so that you can build your library too. Alright, so what I look for in buying these books, because of course you can all go onto Amazon and find tons of books. You can go to the local bookstore here and you always see books, but I want to tell you what I look for. No, things have changed with how books are published. So basically anybody can write a book and, you know, it can say whatever and it can be published and it's out there. Whereas before, I find that the publishers, you know, they had more control over the process, and there would be somebody to review what it says, to make sure that the grammar was okay, to make sure that the storyline made sense, and just that, you know, you're putting out a quality product. I have seen a few books that the storyline was such foolishness. Like, I am not one to abuse books, but I threw it straight in the garbage. I couldn't even use it as scrap paper. The story was so stupid, and I felt so bad because it was a young girl who wrote it, and it just made no sense. I didn't even think her mom read through to be like, oh, does this make sense? Like, anyway, so I just want to go through these books with you, why I like them, why I think you should get them, and basically why they make sense. So of course I look for the price of the books, and you know, it was so funny. I went to a local bookstore and it actually cost more for a book than a dolly. But you know, I do look at books as an investment. So sometimes I just have to close my eyes and buy the book. Sometimes instead of going to the bookstore, if it's a local author, maybe they'll have a link to their book that they'll deliver them, or they'll have it posted to you, so you can check that out as well. I want to make sure that the books that I buy have good storylines, to make sure that, you know, you're learning something from the book. Of course, you have some foo-foo book where just foo-foo for foo-foo's sake. But I do want to make sure that, you know, some of the books that I'm reading, most of the books that I'm reading, that the takeaway that Levi and Remy will get from them is, you know, a learning lesson. And I think that's very important. I also look out for Jamaican authors and Black authors. Jamaican authors simply because I'm Jamaican, I live in Jamaica, and I want to be able to support local. I also look out for, when I'm buying online, I look out for Black authors, because more than likely these books will have pictures of Black children, faces that my kids can relate to, also stories that my kids can relate to. And I just feel that, you know, there was a point in time where the market was just so saturated with books that didn't really resonate with what was happening with me and my family and where we lived and what we see every day and the faces that we see every day. So it's really nice to look out for books that, you know, I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, all right, I can relate to them. Inclusivity. I look out for inclusivity, especially with the illustrations. So when you're looking through the book, I would suggest before you buy the book, there's usually a blurb. So when you're purchasing your book, I would suggest that you try to find just a little information about the book. It's really either on the inside, on the first page, or on the back. You can also find the illustrator and the author, and the illustrator and the title of the book. But I do try to, you know, sometimes you're buying books and they're like, oh, you can't read the book. But I do say to them, I'm just trying to read a little information. I'm just trying to read what the book is about here. And usually they'll leave me alone when they see I'm not like standing up there taking the store for a library. Hey guys, make sure you drop a like, and also down in the description box I'll have the titles and the authors and the illustrators to all the books mentioned today. Thanks for watching. So I look through the illustrations. I want to see little faces that matter, little faces that my kids can relate to. As I said, it's very important to show diversity, especially when we live in Jamaica and everything is so diverse. I do think inclusivity is very important. Reading is very important to your kids. I've gone through this before, why I think it's important. There's that special bonding time when you spend time with your kids. So it doesn't necessarily have to be reading, but when I'm talking about reading in this particular video, there's the time spent bonding, creating those nurturing relationships that will build respect and trust down the line. For me, I use it as a wind down time. When it's time for Remy to go over, it's wind down time. The book is to calm you, even though sometimes the books are really wild and crazy. But anyway, the books are to calm you, to let you know it's bedtime now. This is it. Settle yourself. you know, just relax. So for us, we use it as wind down time. This helps to gain, story time helps to gain a love for reading. So you read to your kids, it helps their imagination to grow, and then they love to read, and this will work out when they're really smart and in college and they need to read all of these books. So they help to gain a love for reading, which I think is very important because they will need this skill for when they're in high school, when they're in prep school, and they're given all of these literature books. As I said, it builds imagination. So sometimes, you know, you don't have as many pictures as you'd like, or as a child gets older, the pictures in the book get less, but that's okay because their imagination has just grown and grown and grown. It helps to build concentration. I'm sure you've seen the videos before of where you'd see Remy, her first story, she was all over the place, and then now she sits and she just talks. She talks too much. But that's because reading has helped to build her vocabulary. So it helps to build vocabulary, helps to build concentration, helps to build discipline. So when I say it's story time, I don't get no attitude, I don't get no back chat. It's story time. So it helps to build that discipline that kids need. And then, as I said, it helps to improve language skills. I have a few pointers as to what I will base why I chose the books. So it'd be illustrations, because both of my kids are really young, especially Remy. Remy is going to be 3 in August. So when I look for books, I do want to make sure there's nice bright pictures, the storyline, the meaning of the stories, you know, what are the kids going to take from it? And then is it easy to read? So because it's wind down time, because I'm dyslexic and I hate to say this, but I don't particularly love reading, I want to make sure the book is easy to read. Sometimes you'll see when I book shuffle, I do have dyslexia, so sometimes it is a bit challenging for me. And I haven't had anybody laugh at me or call me any names, which has been great, because at one point I wasn't filming my videos consecutive. I'd actually edit things out because I would buck shuffle, or I'd say a word wrong, or you know, things were happening and I wasn't too confident with my reading. I'm still not that confident, but it's not that much of a problem anymore. So I want to make sure the books are easy to read. All right, the first book you saw me just show a while ago, I Am Smart, I Am Blessed, I Can Do Anything. So this book here is written by Alissa Holder and Zulekha Young, and if we turn inside to the inside page, we see what the book is about. This is what I was saying, that, you know, in the bookstore, just stand up for a few seconds, read this, make sure that it's something that is appropriate for your kids, that you'd like to read, and that it has a meaningful story. It's a new day and Ayan has woken up on the wrong side of the bed, where nothing feels quite right. What if he doesn't know the answer at school? What if he messes up? But as he sets out that morning, all it takes is a few reminders from his mom and some friends in the neighborhood to show him that a new day is good, because he is smart, he is blessed, and he can do anything. So we have those positive affirmations that are really, really good. You know, pray over your child, you know, do those positive affirmations in the mirror, you know, talk to them and say, you know, you are smart, you are blessed. And I think that really does make a difference when you have those positive affirmations. So this is a good little book. As I said, the illustrations are really, really cute. As you can see, he's a dark-skinned child, big, beautiful eyes. You see that cocomelon stuff? It's the eyes, you know, those big, bright eyes. Kids love that. So I really love the illustrations here. There he is with a little friend. And I don't want my video to get taken now, so I'm just gonna not show any more pictures on this one. So that was I'm Smart, I Am Blessed, I Can Do Anything. This was a book that was given to me on Mother's Day from my mom. So it was really such a cute idea, why a daughter needs a mom. And she also gave me why a son needs a mom. And the stories were just so cute. She gave one to Tracy too for Mother's Day. And then for Father's Day on the weekend gone, she gave one to Sean, why a son needs a dad and why a daughter needs a dad. And it's just really, really cute. This makes a great gift to somebody on Mother's Day or Father's Day. So you just get the one that's appropriate for you. And this is actually a New York Times bestseller by author Gregory E. Lang and pictures by Sydney Hanson. And then mommy, you know, my mother just extra, she just put in a little note here. Darling daughter, it is a joy to see Remy and Levi growing up so well. May you continue to be a wonderful blessing and inspiration. May they never see you tire of extending your heart to those in need. Happy Mother's Day. Proverbs 31 verse 26. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the teachings of kindness is on her tongue. Oh, it's pretty powerful, eh? Ooh. Wow. So that's this book here. I think this is a really great gift. And just basically all the pages, you have like a mummy animal and the daughter, and just giving like sweet little words of why the daughter needs a mommy and why the mommy needs a daughter. This one is my newest edition, Fly Dr. Fly by Lyndsay Archer. So I picked it up because there's I feel like this is a Jamaican doctor, there's a Jamaican hummingbird, and you know, Jamaica, everything Jamaica, I love Jamaica. Let's look for the blurb. This one, and then when I read inside the dedication page, it says, to healthcare workers everywhere, thank you. To every black and brown girl and boy with big dreams. You already have the wings to soar. Never doubt yourself or the places you'll go. If you can dream, you can achieve it. The world is eagerly waiting to see you fly. Like if that didn't give you goosebumps. So I picked this up right away. This was a really, really cool story. Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear white coats and have vivid imaginations. This was such a cute book. I'm actually gonna put this aside to read this again to Remy tonight. This was a really, really cute little book. Let me just give you a little of the illustrations. There they are. There. There he is at the doctor. So yeah, this one was really cool. I got this one out here in Jamaica. This was a book that was more expensive than the dolly, but if I had a choice, I would have picked up the book over the dolly any day because we read the book very often, and in the store Remy had to have the dolly, and now I don't even know where the dolly is. The next book, oh, I was supposed to be going through illustrations, meaning, and what was the other thing? Easy to read. Here, I picked out all of these books for a reason. I went through last night and I went through these books. The next book is Grumpy Monkey. No, I think I had this book with Levi. So what I did was, at one point when my library was getting really low, I went onto Amazon and I typed in great books for kids, and Grumpy Monkey came up. And Grumpy Monkey is such an amazing book. It's by Suzanne Lang, illustrated by Max Lang. I think they're brother and sister. Chimpanzee, which is a little chimpanzee. Chimpanzee is in a terrible mood for no good reason. His friends just can't understand it. How can he be in such a bad mood when it's such a beautiful day? They encourage him to stop punching, to smile, and to do the things that make them all happy. But Jim can't take all that advice, and he has a bit of a meltdown. Could it be that he just needs to feel grumpy that day? No, could it be that he just needs to have a grumpy day? No, it still doesn't say that. Could it be that he just needs a day to feel grumpy? This was really cool because sometimes you're just in a bad mood and you just need to leave me alone, you know. And it's important to teach kids that it's okay to express your feelings, and although grumpy is not the best feeling, sometimes you just need a little breather. And the of course I picked the page with illustrations on it. The illustrations are great. There's Chimpanzee there, and then there's Norman, and I give all of them voices, and it's just such a cute little book. I love this book. I think actually this came up on one of my reading lists before, but I'm actually going to start making notations so that I don't double up on books. I do want people, even if you take a 1 and 2 off of this suggestion list, and then the next one a 1 and 2 off of that suggestion list, because I think these books are, I like these books. These books are great. The next book is from my good friend. This book is by Jamaican author and artist Cecile Charlton. Right, and she's going on with that thing now. She's about a new single, and this book is called My Hair Story. I've spoken about this book before. I've actually read this book to a few schools for Read Across Jamaica Day last year. This book I think is very important, and why I read it for Jamaica Day is because the meaning behind this book is you have to learn to love yourself, or you should learn to love yourself. My Hair Story was written to encourage our girls to see the value of being themselves, appreciating their individual beauty, and embracing their authentic self, starting with their hair. They are never too young to learn self-love, and I think that is such an important message, especially nowadays with all the kids and what they're seeing on social media and the image of perfection, and you know, everybody looking so, or most people looking so glamorous with these beautiful weaves and all this makeup and the pretty hair. And you know, when you don't look like that, you start to feel like, you know, you're a little less than. And it's very important for kids to see real faces and real situations and real life, which is why whenever I'm doing any of my lives, I don't put on a filter, and I try my best to be my most authentic self, because I don't want kids to grow up thinking that there's this standard of beauty that they don't fit into. And I think it's very important to learn to love yourselves and to see people in influential positions reading books like this and teaching messages of self-love. And I think that is so extremely important. And I love this little book. And the little girl in the book, Nana, is inspired by Cecile's daughter Nana, who is an amazing gymnast, and she does represent Jamaica. So Nana, big up yourself. Dedicated to Nana and to all our beautiful daughters, may they learn to love themselves. May we the parents guide and teach, not just by our words but by our actions. Cecile, I love this book. I need to put this back into rotation, but this is a great little book. And oh, sorry, let me show you some of the illustrations. There's Nana, she's sitting on her bed. She's looking in the mirror one morning, right when she gets out of bed. Here's Nana with her hair in a bun. So definitely would get this little book. I think that the message in this book is just very powerful, and I love that it's by a Jamaican author. And not only that, by a Jamaican woman author that plays double duty, because she's an artist, a singer, an author, a mom. I love that. Cecile, I thank you. I love this book. Okay, let's go overseas. Let's go overseas. All right, so you know that these are the immediate, right? Yeah, I think y'all know that. So I love books that, you know, are on the more comical side, foo-foo side. I do like books that teach a meaning, but sometimes you just have to leg up on the foo-foo. So this book is called The Wonky Donkey. It is just pure foolishness. So The Wonky Donkey is a scholastic book. This is words and music. I want to look up that song. Craig Smith. And basically it's a, I don't even think this has a blurb, but what is that going to teach you? Not a one thing. It's a rhyming book. It was a donkey walking down the road, and what the donkey saw. Award-winning song with hilarious illustrations that will have you laughing out loud, and that is for sure. And Remy loves when I draw for this book because she knows it's going to be one bag of carrying on. And then of course, you know, Craig realized, oh, the first book was great, so he wrote a second book about the donkey's daughter, the Dinky Donkey. These books are cute, just to lighten things up, you know, maybe baby's crying in a bad mood, you can say, come, let me read to you. And you can totally distract from what's happening, the cut on her knee, the this, the that, with the Wonky Donkey. The Wonky Donkey is funnier than the Dinky Donkey, just because, yeah, Wonky Donkey is funnier. Next up, we're going back to Jamaica. Timmy, the Little Thimble Cup. This is by Jamaican author Timothy Spencer. Illustrated by Rachel Moss. Rachel Moss is she is my favorite Jamaican illustrator. As a gift for my birthday, my mom and sister, they all came together and they asked Rachel to do a painting of, well, one of the kids isn't mine, but I claim her, of my 3 children, Levi, Remy, and Stevie. It's just a sweet, it's such like a cute little picture. They all look like the kids, and Levi really does look like Levi, and it was just so thoughtful because I do like when I'm reading the books, I do try to point out to Remy the author's name and the illustrator's name, and Remy started to see that there was a pattern where Rachel Moss, you know, we're doing a local book, Rachel Moss was the illustrator, and sometimes I feel like illustrators don't necessarily get their kudos, so I make sure when I, you know, big up the author, I big up the illustrator as well. But Timothy Spencer wrote this book. This is Timothy, the Little Thimble Cup. Oh, he signed it too. So he wrote this book for his daughter and son, Anna and Luke, and he happy reading, Levi and Remy, love from Uncle Tim. So this one too is about self-love. Let me show you. So it's about, there we go. There's a little on the plates and the saucer, you know, the little thimble cup, he didn't quite fit in, and it's a very, very cute little story. I love that the words are on each page are big and nice, easy to read. Oh, here's another illustration page. So I don't want to give up too much of the story. There's no blurb on this book, but it's really cute. It is about self-love in a really cute little way. Learn to love yourself. Everybody has an important role to play, is what's happening in Timmy and the Little Thimble Cup. And this Timmy and the Little Thimble Cup was available, or is available locally. So what I would suggest you do before you head on to Amazon is head to your local bookstore. You have Kingston Bookshop, you have Sangster's Bookstore, all those places where you would go to get your child's books for school. Check out the reading section, the literature section, and you'll see local authors, their books will be there in store, and if you go to Sangster's or Kingston bookstore, it'll be a lot cheaper than if you go to well, I can't say the name of the place, but if you go to like a gift store that sells books. So while I was reading IG Storytime to Levi and Remy, a foreign author reached out to me and she's like, hey, I'd love for you to check out my books and put them in rotation for Levi and Remy, and she sent me 4 books. I just want to highlight one of them today. There are 4 amazing books, but the one I want to show you today is Be Who You Were Meant to Be, and this was written by Lauren Gabow Fischer and illustrated by Devin Hunt, and this has a Spanish edition. So this is the front of the book here, and this book is a reminder that our differences make us stand out in a crowd and give us purpose in our lives. With confidence, positivity, and acceptance, we can create a world full of happy and kind people. As you can see, I like the books with meaning, and this is a book with meaning, and this is a book with great illustrations, and of course, if you look at the little faces, this is a book with great inclusivity. Okay? But the pictures are just so cute. So I would definitely recommend this one. As I said, she has, I think it's a total of 5 books, and they're all self-love, you know, teaching positivity and acceptance, and I just think this is such a great book. This is, I don't think I pronounced, Lauren Grabois Fischer. I think she's from, if she's from Canada, that may be French. Why am I pretending like I know French? Anyway, Lauren, I'll Lauren write this book. Give me a like now. Give me a little like, please, beg you. Don't just watch the video. Like it as well, please, please. Even if you didn't like it, just go and like the video. Please, I just need a little bit of encouragement. Just go and like the video. It's not like you're liking me. You're liking the video. You know what? Like the video because you like the books. Or at least one of the books. You must like at least one of the books. Beg you a like now. Beg you a like, please. So, remember I'd spoken about earlier about the book that Nana gave for Mother's Day. Why a daughter needs a mom. Here's the one, Why a Son Needs a Mom. So it's basically the same premise, you know what I mean? Like you have the pictures of the mom and the son, and just tells you little loving thing. Apparently it made Tracy cry when she was reading it to Stevie, so she had to go on and just look at the pictures. But she's crazy. Okay, next book is Under the Mango Tree. This book is by Venetian author Valdene Mark and illustrated by Sawyer Cloud. About the author, let me make sure I'm saying it right. Oh yes, Venetian, okay, thank goodness. And the illustrator lives in Madagascar, okay. The book is about 2 little girls, Sana and V. They're best friends, and it shows you like little activities that they do throughout the day, basically based under this mango tree that's their like little spot. And then nearing the end of the book, Sana moves away and V is just so sad, and the first time I read this I was just like so heartbroken. I was so upset with the mummy because it just seemed so sudden, and it's just showing friendship, and there is a happy ending. So and I love the illustrations in this, and it's summertime now, mango season, so this is just so, this book is so cute. And then there's a little part in it that I sing, you know, make things interesting, you know. Next book, full book, but very important. This one is a classic. Dr. Seuss, Green Eggs and Ham. There is absolutely no story behind this. This is actually great if you take like an edible, you know, smoke a little.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Hey, what's up? I see you there watching. Make sure you're subscribed. Just press a button. This book, I don't understand. I don't understand this book. This book don't make no sense. But it's just really cute. It's really fun, really upbeat, and I think that Dr. Seuss series of books, most of them, they're classics. They're just fun and uplifting, and you know, just let's waste some time reading some foolishness that will put us in a good mood and make us laugh. And the classic Dr. Seuss illustrations, Green Eggs and Ham, and Remy loves when I read this book because 1, it's long. So, you know, she prolong the bedtime. And 2, I do all the little funny actions and I move up and down and I bang my foot, and this is a classic. Take this over to Levi to read. Doesn't matter the age of the child. This book is just really cool. And the last book for today on my book suggestion list would be The Little Blue Truck. I got this book when I was first reading to Levi. This book is a bit of a mystery because I don't know why, but the first 2 pages are glued. Mommy has like taped. And to be honest with you, I don't know what's on that first page. There's actually, I don't know why she did that. I don't know if maybe she was fixing the book, because the books that we love, they get very, very worn, like cheese. I don't know if I asked her to fix it and she didn't realize that she had stuck 2 pages together. I don't know if there's something in there that's rude and naughty or something that she doesn't like and she just taped it together. I don't know. There's a mystery about this book and maybe one day I'll open it. So Little Blue Truck is written by Alice Schertle and illustrated by Jill, good girl Jill. And then she said in a loud voice, "Subscribe to my channel, it's what you should do," said the little girl Jodi, in such a manner that made the people immediately rush to the subscribe button. Oh my, the people said, "This is the content we've always needed." And Little Blue Truck teaches a big important dump truck the value of a few friendly beeps and a group of helping hands. So it does have a little meaningful story and it is really, really cute. And then Little Blue Truck came out with like a whole bunch, I guess, you know, when Alice wrote this and she was like, wow, it's a hit. Little Blue Truck going to the town, Little Blue Truck now selling Christmas tree, Little Blue Truck in Easter time. There's so many Little Blue Truck leads away, Little Blue Truck just are gone and all over the place. So these are the illustrations, very, very cute. And I like that it's not hardcover, yeah, like tough pages. What do you call these pages? Childproof. These are like thicker pages. So when Levi was younger and Remy was younger, and I would leave her in her crib for a little bit while I bathe or something, I would just give her one of these books with these thicker, harder cover pages. I don't know what these pages are called. Thick pages. And you know, they can look through, they can read. This actually will soon have to go over to Stevie because it's a little bit more babyish. So my books are very loved. So once Levi's read them, they go into Remy's room, into her library, and then our favorites or books that we like that make sense that would be on this list, we give them over to Stevie, my niece. And really and truly, I do see some of the requests where people are asking me, hey, do you have any books that you can give me? And to be 100% honest with you, I don't. We get our books and we keep them. Maybe when Stevie's done with them, I'm not sure where they go. And also we have cheated a little bit. My mom is a librarian at a prep school here in Kingston, Jamaica. So sometimes when she brings the books home to fix or to put in a new library card, or you know, she's retiring them from the library because they've, you know, had their run, or a new book of that title has come in, we will get those books to just kind of read through and then put them back in the library. And of course she loves that because she loves that I'm reading to the kids. As I said before, it builds so many skills that reading is so important for your children. Read to them, have them read. It's so beneficial. So these are the books that are on my suggested reading list for today. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. You can find links down, but you know what, I'm not going to put links because it's so hard for the Jamaican books or the Caribbean books, the links for them. And I'm just going to be putting links to the foreign books on Amazon, which will make it so much easier for you to just click and buy those. I really want you to take the time and go to a local bookstore. Even if you're not in Jamaica, go to your local bookstore, whether you're in one of the islands, and see what they have to offer, because there are people there writing stories. And you know, read the blurb, make sure they make sense and not stupidness, and support your local authors. It takes a little bit more effort than just clicking a link on Amazon, but it makes so much more of a difference. I just want to thank you guys for watching my video. Happy reading, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye guys.